I want to see the Seahawks win. I say I just keep moving along.
Don't we all, Rob? Don't we all?
I know. I just think you have to, if you lose this game against the Buccaneers at home when they've got all of these injuries, that would be concerning to me. I know Baker Mayfield he's probably the most fun player in the NFL through 4 weeks. I mean, he's an incredibly fun quarterback to watch. I mean, he used to be a bit of a chuff, but now he's, I think he's completely validated his place in the first overall pick, and is playing at an extremely high level. And there's an unpredictability to him. He threw a horrible red zone interception at the weekend, but again, kind of came bouncing back and nearly won that game for the Buccaneers. So he's a very difficult player to play against, but they are so injured. Their offensive line, their weapons. You've got to win this game. You've got to get to 4-1. You've got to start turning around this home form beyond just, smashing the Saints around. You've got to beat a good team at home. So again, it's a little bit like the Cardinals game. It doesn't have to be an amazing performance per se. It doesn't have to be a complete game. It doesn't have to have us all coming out afterwards saying, well, they just did to the Bucs what they did to the Saints. But you just got to find a way to keep winning these games. And that's what I want to see. And if the running game can play a little bit better than it did the week before and they can continue to progress there, then that's a bonus as well.
Brian, what are you watching?
I was just writing my lead before this for my Tail of the Tape article, and I'll give a sneak peek there. The Seahawks last year, every time they faced a prove it game, they proved that they weren't ready. Detroit, San Francisco, Green Bay, Minnesota, LA, every time. And this is another, and this year, San Francisco again was a prove it game. They didn't do it. Now, I could argue that the Pittsburgh game was in that category and they did play well there, but the reality is this is the first game, really since the first game of the season, where if the Seahawks win this game, no matter what injuries the Bucs have, there will be an element of, okay, now the Seahawks are taken seriously. Now the Seahawks are real. Now, people might say, who cares about that? It matters outside the locker room, and I think it does matter inside the locker room. And the Bucs are a really, really weird team. Their numbers are not that impressive. Their wins are not that impressive. But if you've watched their games, Baker Mayfield has that team and that offense playing like a championship team in that, like the great Lakers teams, Bulls teams, Chiefs teams, whatever. It doesn't matter what the score is. Doesn't matter who's injured. They're going to beat you at the end. They're just going to find a way, and you're going to walk off the field and be like, how the heck did that happen? And Baker Mayfield's playing like that. He had no business. They had no business being in that game against the Eagles. And they really should have won it. They should have won it at the end. And that's remarkable. And so it doesn't matter to me what the situation is. If the Seahawks are able to come out of this game with a victory, they will have kind of started a new chapter, and they will have started the questions that will be asked about that team will be a lot different than the ones that have been asked for a number of years.
Mike, Brian called this team a weird team amongst his other analysis, but wondering what you think about this Bucs team.
Yeah, and I think Rob referred to them as a good team, and that's probably fair. The more I watch and look at their numbers, I don't even know if they're good. I'm a big point differential guy. I like to wait until a little bit of the year before I use it to make real declarative statements. But it does stand out to me that I think the Bucs point differential is 0, despite being 3-1. Whereas the Seahawks, I believe, are 44. Which is, it tells me at least something. One of these teams is capable of really putting it on someone. The other team's kind of winning by the skin of their teeth. And then I go into, okay, well, why are they winning by the skin of their teeth? And I think a couple of things stand out. The reason why they are winning at all is because Baker is a gamer. Baker just feels like as long as there's time on the clock, give me the ball, I'll go make something shake. And I can really appreciate about him. You look at the 2 long touchdown passes he had against the Eagles. Those plays were dead both times. Now, the first one, Buccaneers probably should have been a pick. That went between 2 different defenders. That was nuts. But then the Bucky Irving one down the sideline, that was beautiful off script play. And that's what Baker is. He is Costco Josh Allen in terms of play extension. The play is not dead. He's a sturdy guy. He's fast. He's tough. saw him headbutt someone with no helmet on before. So like he's the type of guy you want back there, and he's got a cannon for an arm. So if the Seahawks don't get to him in terms of what I'm watching, like he will burn them off script. They need to get him on the ground. It's not enough. The Seahawks are like pressure kings right now. They can pressure the hell out of anybody. You need to turn those pressures into sacks on Sunday to get to Baker. So that's on that side of the ball. The other side of the ball, the Bucs are one of the best run defenses in the league, even better than the Seahawks by some metrics, which is really, really impressive given how good the Seahawks have been. And I'm very concerned about the Seahawks run game right now. We haven't talked about it in great detail today, but I am really concerned about it because it doesn't seem like a full-on execution thing. It looks like a lot of guys just not knowing who to block. Got 3 linebackers coming in when they're not getting reached on the double teams. DBs coming in, not getting cracked by the safeties, or DBs coming in, not getting cracked by the receiver. Guys double teaming someone and then like not blocking like a Carl Granderson or something. You're seeing it every week. Even the big runs they had against the Cardinals, I think they had 3 runs of like 16 or more yards or something. All of them, I think, came without Calais Campbell and Dalvin Tomlinson on the field. And those guys are good players, but they're not like Aaron Donald and Nick Bosa or something, right? I think those guys are like 70 years old combined or something like that. So I am very concerned with that because the reason I didn't pick, the reason I'd be scared to pick the Seahawks to blow some of these teams out the last couple of weeks is because I'm like, okay, what happens if they can't run it? Okay, I know they're going to try. I know Kubiak's not going to give up on it if the game is close and they haven't had the success. We've seen that last couple of weeks. So they got to be able to run the ball because if it is close and Baker and those guys have the ball with the shot, dude, he is. Man, go look at their last few drives. He had the real bad pick last week, but he's a baller. He will make something happen. He'll throw to anybody down the field. That's really unique about him too. Running backs, tight ends, receivers. He'll launch at 50 yards to whoever. So I think the Seahawks should blow these guys out. I do. I really do think. I don't think they're that good, but if you can't run the ball, I do feel like eventually that's just going to catch up to you. At some point, home or away. So I'm predicting a Seahawks blowout. But if it comes down to it, I wouldn't be surprised if it's close because they didn't get the run game going early or it stalled late, one of the two.
I definitely do want to make sure that we give a shout out to our sponsor for this season, the Sleeper app. So here's a great video for you all to check out.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using the code HMA. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
Yeah, listen, guys, this app offers it all. News alerts, live score, stats, but it's also fun because you can have real-time chats with others and win real money. Be in the know and be all about the league that you're following. So be sure to check out the #1 sports app today. You can try it out for yourself. Use promo code HMA. Yeah, well, Baker is a player who plays with a lot of emotion and was extremely upset after their loss to the Eagles because I think he knows that they could have taken them down. But something that has stuck out to me is that Tampa can kick. And when you talk about games that come down to the wire, like it's all special teams, right? The Seahawks saw that in the Thursday night football game last week. The Bucs kicker made a 65-yard field goal. It was a franchise record, longest field goal made outdoors, or made it right before the halftime. And he has not missed a field goal from 50 plus yards this season. So that stuff is going to come into play. You've seen how special teams as a whole has impacted the outcome of some of these NFL games, but we know that Rob wants to win. That was his takeaway. So Brian, the Seahawks win if what happens on Sunday?
I'll give you that answer, but just to build off what you said, AB, they can kick the field goals, although one of them's been blocked. Their punter, I think, has had 7 blocked punts over the last 2 seasons. And they brought in tryout punters this week because if you listen and talk to Bucs fans, they are so nervous every time this guy goes back to punt. So given the Seahawks special teams has found a way to be an impact, part of the game, multiple games this season, they have the #1 ranked special teams by DVOA in the NFL. That could be a real factor. As far as the Seahawks win, I think the Seahawks I think they have a chance to do what Mike said if they can run the football. I'm not expecting that after what we've seen that they'll come in against the number 1 ranked run defense and all of a sudden run the ball. So I'm assuming they're not going to be able to run.
Hey,
so
you want to one up the best? It always feels good to do that. Bring
it
your
would
A
be
game.
great. It would say a lot, but I'm not going to bank on that. I think the biggest thing that has to happen in this game is the Seahawks need to take advantage of Baker Mayfield being one of the highest turnover percentage throwing quarterbacks in the league right now. The guy has put the ball in harm's way a lot this season. He's gotten away with it a lot, but the Seahawks have had multiple interceptions in multiple games. And I think if they do that again against this Bucs team, I think that they've got enough elsewhere to be able to win this game. So that's the big one for me.
Mike, the Seahawks win if what happens?
Yeah, run the ball. Get on the jugs machine for sure. Baker's gonna give you some. Get on all the DBs should be on the jugs machine. Maybe even the D linemen too, because Big gets his passes batted at the line too. Like he had to save one from potentially being picked against the Eagles by jumping up and swatting it back down after it got batted. His high turnover worthy plays. I think Cooper DeJean dropped one against the Eagles. So yeah, DBs catch the ball, run the ball. And Sam just keeps making good decisions too. I think that's so huge for him. Even the turnovers, the 2 turnovers that he's had, the 2 picks, I should say. I don't really care about the fumbles aren't decisions per se, but the 2 picks were I thought just bad decisions as well, particularly the one that Jalen Ramsey picked off. So as long as his decision making is good, he's putting the ball wherever the hell he wants to right now. Jesus, Sam is accurate. He's spinning. So as long as he keeps making the right decision, not too worried about where the ball goes. But I think that would be the only other thing that will allow this to not be a blowout in the Seahawks' favor is if they're turning it over back there. You can lose to anybody, give the ball away. So they do those. I know you said one thing, but that's like 3 things. So they do all of those, and not only will they win like Rob wants them to, it might not even be close if they do these things we're talking about.
Hey, football's a complex game, so it's going to take more than one thing. So you're good, Mike. But big game on Sunday. I'm super excited. I'm coming to Seattle, so I'm pumped. So for Brian and Mike, what should I pack? Like, what's the weather like in Seattle right now? Are we still in this oh my gosh, it's rainbows and sunshines, it's perfect out? Or are we in this fall, it's raining every day mode?
It's doing the opposite of what Seattle normally does. It's raining all week, and it's going to be sunny on the weekend.
Perfect. That was the right answer, regardless of whether or not you're being honest or not. All I needed to hear was that. Great.
You should bring Rob's Lucky Football.
I was just about to say that, Rob. You want? I'll text you my mailing address. You can ship it to me before I head out to Seattle.
At least text her a picture of it, Rob.
Yeah. I'll hold it up. I'll have my phone open the whole game with the picture of the ball on it.
Do you very quickly want another story behind this?
Yes, we do.
So I got this the week before I left Canada to move back to the UK, and they were throwing these into the crowd, and I turned to my girlfriend, who's now my wife, and said, "I have to have one of these. I have to. We're going back. I really want one of these footballs." So they were throwing them in, and it was getting towards the end of the game. I thought my chance had gone. I was 21 years old at the time, and they threw the balls in, and it hit the sort of one of the top tier of the stadium, and it bounced down the stairs, and I was in like an aisle seat, and it rested about 4 rows up from where I was on the stairwell, and this kid has got up from like the back row and has sprinted down the stairs to get this ball, and just as the child is going to get the ball, I've reached around and taken the ball. So I am the Philly Karen. Okay. So
you're like the guy, you're like the meme that just happened.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just on that. All of the crowd.
We don't associate with him. We do not associate with him.
All of the crowd are booing, right? People were throwing popcorn at me and everything. I just put my hood up and and my wife was going, just give him the ball. I really want this. I'll look after it more than he will. And here we are.
Wow.
Here we are. That was 2006, and here we are, nearly 20 years later. I've still
Not gonna lie, Rob. That changes my entire outlook on the ball.
Yeah, Rob, and Rob. No, in all seriousness, Rob, I thought you were going to go with that story. Like, you said it was your girlfriend, then became your wife. I was like, oh, maybe she like grabbed it for you and was like, I got you this. And like, no, that was the complete turn of a story. But hey, thanks for sharing. We appreciate the honesty.
Well, that's good. And it's good to know who you are actually speaking to now. I'm a horrible human being.
Hey, you know what? We appreciate it. And if it's helping the Seahawks win, we'll take it. Okay. So Seahawks, Bucs, opportunity for the Hawks to go 4-1, get a good win at Lumen Field at home. Thank you all for watching this week's Seahawks Collective. I'm Annabelle Hasselbeck. Go Hawks.